All right, everybody, Rob Ferretti here. Before we get to today's video, we are going to Iceland for adventure drives in about 3.5 weeks, and I'm doing a Zoom call for $250 per person. We're going to do a Zoom call, 30 people, and one of those people on the Zoom call is going to be randomly selected to come to Iceland. It's a $7,500 trip, covers like whatever. You don't need to, like, you just pay for your flight. You're in Iceland. The whole trip is included: food, alcohol, experiences, snowmobiling on glaciers, the works. Click the link in the description. If you don't want the odds and you don't want the ticket, then you know what, even if you want to come, buy the ticket first, see if you win. If you don't win, I'll take the $250 off the spot. You can come to Iceland. The link to Adventure Drives is in the description. But now let's get into some monumental stupidity. Now on Reddit, I just saw today, there is a guy who bought a Cybertruck, Founders Edition, paid $50,000 over MSRP, crashed it, or it was crashed into by an e-scooter. Now, an e-scooter, think of it like a Lime scooter, right? Little handle. Like, there's a lot of things we're gonna have to address here, but it got totaled. The Cybertruck, they're like, you can shoot my Cybertruck and nothing's gonna happen, got totaled by an e-scooter, sideswiping it. Lots of questions here. But the guy he bought it, and with all his fees and everything like that, he financed $198,000. He owes $171,500 on it. The insurance company is offering him fair market value for the vehicle, which is what it's worth, and it's a fair number, $77,000. So this guy is underwater $95,000 in the loan on his vehicle, right? And like angry at Allstate, like, well, how could you not? Let's get into it. First, lesson one. If you're not rich, if you can't go out and buy that car 10 times over in cash, don't pay over MSRP to get a new one. To spend a $50,000 finder's fee on something that's about to be mass produced, that you're then going to drive all over the place and start stacking miles, makes zero sense, right? Bad move. If you're going to pay over, even if you have the money and you're going to pay over list for a car, don't finance the over list part. Pay the finder's fee separately. So now you're paying $50,000 of finder's fee for somebody to give you their spot when everybody's going to be selling the spot. Just wait 3 weeks. People spend over list to be the cool guy, right? I didn't want to wait in line. I just want to just like getting concert tickets, whatever it costs, it costs. Don't do that. Unless you have so much money, it doesn't matter, right? You're going to drive the car, sell the car, lose the money. You don't care. You just want to be cool for a week and let everyone know you have the money. That's not the case if you have to borrow the $50,000 and tack it onto the loan and then pay interest on it. I am absolutely floored when you start doing the math here that the guy has had this thing since January of last year. So he's made a full year's worth of payments on $198,000. He put zero down to still owe $171,000. He put zero down, probably paid about $3,500 or $4,000 a month. So all his payments are right there. So this guy put zero. What bank is going to finance an asset like that, which is going to be dropping like a rock? It's not like you're going to pay $200,000 and it's going to be worth $300,000. Never. It's not a Ferrari. It's a Tesla Cybertruck. There is so much wrong with this story, and it is monumental stupidity. Now, if you are this reckless with money, and like you can just say this guy can afford it. I don't know what this guy's finances are. He clearly must have more money or more credit than brains. If you do that and you're going to put insurance on your Cybertruck, you have to insure it for stated value, or you have to get gap insurance. Gap insurance is when if something happens to your vehicle, like most people lease a vehicle, it's almost instantly underwater, you have to take the gap insurance because if something does happen to it, you have to cover that delta. Now, this delta just happened to be more egregious because the guy paid $50,000 over the $130,000 MSRP, and you start stacking everything up, he's at $198,000. For a truck that you can literally go in and get the same thing now new for $70,000 after 1 year. That's not a good purchase. That's like really stupid. And that's why if you're not super wealthy, where the point like $250,000 is like a vacation with your family, you don't spend 50 grand over to be the first guy in the car, to be the cool guy being like, yo, I just got that Cybertruck, the new one. Yeah. You're only cool for like a month. Because everyone's like, oh, what is that? Oh, they actually made that thing? And that's the only reason you're cool, because you're the guy wearing a big pizza box on his head. And it's like, whoa, that guy's wearing a pizza box. Nobody necessarily thinks it's cool, but you're different, and different attracts attention, and that's what people are paying for when they pay over list for stuff. But anyone that paid over list for a Tesla Cybertruck initially, they better have that money to burn, because nobody, there was not one guy in the world that was like, yeah, those things are going to keep going up. I want to get one of those. People will do that with Ferrari hypercars or things like that. They're not doing that with a Cybertruck. So now let's talk about the second thing, the damage. I think this was an insurance job. I think this guy is stupid. He took a loan on something. He's paying $4,000 on a truck that he can go out and lease from Tesla for $900 a month, $1,000 a month, whatever they charge for it. And instead he's paying $4,000 a month on a finance, and he's underwater by almost $100,000. And it's probably more than $100,000 because the insurance offer is probably more than the thing is worth. It's probably worth $60,000 with the miles he has on it. So this guy, and I'm telling you, like, think e-scooter is like a Lime scooter. It's like there is the damage on this vehicle, and there's not a lot of details around it. I think this guy damaged this thing intentionally and then said a scooter hit his car. Because could you imagine how mangled it would be? Like, I was going to get graphic with it, but like if there's a scooter has a human on it. So if a scooter sideswipes a Tesla Cybertruck, and first off, it should never total it. Like, it should be a dent, and it's like, oh, where did he hit it? I don't know. If you look on this angle, you can see a dent. This thing is like torn up on the side, which still, A, shouldn't total a Cybertruck, and B, God knows what happened to the scooter. This guy looks like he hit a rack of scooters with the side of his truck and then tried to make a claim to have the insurance company buy the truck, and that's backfiring, and he was trying to shame Allstate for not covering it. And this guy is just following up one bad decision with another bad decision. That's my opinion. That's got no basis in fact, but the story doesn't. None of the story makes sense. I'm still like, I want to know what bank financed a $50,000 over list Tesla Cybertruck with zero money down. Like, this guy, he must have had like 1,000 credit score. Now it's down to a 200, but like, that's wild to me. So I don't know. Don't do anything that happened that I just mentioned in the last 5 minutes. Don't do it yourself. Like, don't buy anything over list unless it's an investment. If there is an investment, and this guy's driving the thing and putting miles on it, so it's not an investment. If there is an investment that you're going to make and you can afford to go buy a limited edition Ferrari, a 911R. I mean, you don't need me to list the cars. You know what they are. These hypercars, like Pagani, those things are the ones that you buy and you can pay over list because it's going to be worth that. That's desirable. Something like, oh, Subaru just came out with a new SUV. Let me go pay 20 over. Why would you do that? Well, I'm going to be the first one to have it. Cool. Nobody cares. Those are not the cars that go up in value. They go down in value significantly. The game of like regular cars being worth more, and it wasn't when the Cybertruck came out. It was popular for a minute, and I'm like, nobody's actually paying that. And then what bank would finance that? None of it makes sense. I don't know. Check it out. There's like 6,000 comments on this thing. Link in the description of the Reddit thing. There's only the one photo, but what a hot mess. Don't buy things over list. Don't buy Cybertrucks over list. Don't finance over list. I mean, there's a whole list of lessons here. And then don't do insurance fraud. I'm going to say it's insurance fraud. And if you do buy something that's going to be depreciating it, it's just get the gap insurance. Like, if you can't afford to cover that gap, the couple $100 is worth it. Like, otherwise, you could end up like this guy and he's negative $95,000. $95,000 underwater on this car is enough to go get a brand new one in cash. So I like to take everything at sort of face value, and I'm assuming this story is as legitimate as it gets, and it's just a sum of bad decisions. But again, it's the internet, and it could just be somebody fighting for attention and made the whole story up. But that gives me something to talk to you guys about, and at least teach you what not to do. If anyone knows this guy, please send me a DM. I am very eager to hear this story and find out and be able to validate this, because it's the stuff that legends are made of. It's like, oh, you're the guy who was $100,000 underwater on that Cybertruck? Dude, that was stupid. Don't be that guy. Rob Ferretti, thank you for watching. See one of you guys in Iceland, and I'll catch you tomorrow. When I say tomorrow, just go watch a different video now. It's not going to be tomorrow.